Hi everyone, it's Michael again. I hope you're having a fantastic week. It is Saturday, September 12th, and we are well into the fall 2015 semester, and I want to say, whew, we are off to a good start, huh? We've had some challenges, but we keep working through those, and we continue to work on some of those, and I really appreciate all your efforts, but it is going, and it is going pretty well for us here on this campus, and kudos to you and the entire team for your efforts on behalf of this campus to improve information technology services. This past Wednesday, we had our tech forum. This was an open invitation to the entire campus to come and ask questions or hear what we're doing. There weren't a lot of people that showed up. I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but it is what it is. And the reality is we did have some very good questions that came up. Thank you very much, Chris, for creating the PowerPoint for that, making sure we had addresses and email addresses for those that did attend, collected, and that we took some notes. So thank you so much for the notes you took and for prepping that whole PowerPoint presentation. It really helped a lot. And it's something I think we can reuse and repurpose, so it's not just a one-time deal. So thank you so much, Chris, for your efforts there. The Tech Forum may not have had a lot of people, but I do thank all the IT team that showed up. I appreciate you taking time to be there and taking it serious, an opportunity to hear from our customers how we're doing, and even though a lot of people didn't come, the questions we got were important. And I spoke with Mel about it, and he was thinking that well, it's because we've done such a good job of communicating over the past few weeks that there weren't that many questions. People felt comfortable with where we're at and what we're doing. Maybe that's true, I'm not sure. I hope it is true. But again, thank you guys for coming. I did get a chance to meet with Mel, and he was especially appreciative of our efforts throughout August to have the fall semester get off to as smooth a start as it did. We had some hiccups, but really nothing major that was bringing us down for extended periods of time. And he's especially thankful for our efforts in academic support. We have really stepped up when we are creating this help desk as the first tier of support, and then the team with Chris and Michelle and Adam and Scott and our two student workers, Anthony and Brandon, teaming up to really provide support for Blackboard, but hopefully that will expand into other areas. And in fact, Chris is already leading a new opportunity for us. Panopto is going to become the lecture capture system for WSU, and it's going to replace the old system, and he is on the team that's helping explore that, and he's going to be figuring that out for this campus so that we know how to use Panopto going forward. So thank you, Chris, again for all your efforts. Seems like you should earn the shout out of the week right out of the gate. But I also want to say that this was a week where President Bernardo was on campus. He has been here in the past in his role as provost. Now that he is the interim president, it was great to see him take time from his very busy schedule to come to our campus and to share some of his vision and guidance on where we're going and things we need to be focused on as a campus. So if you had a chance to sit in any of the meetings that he was in, I appreciate you taking time to do that, because it's always important to hear where we're going and where we're at. And he didn't want to talk about our football team, which has had a tough start, but he did have plenty of other great things to share with us, including the medical school and the impact that's going to have on the Vancouver campus, and then some of the other agreements that are going on around the state and the impact those are going to have on our campus. So a great chance to hear him. If you missed it this week, I don't know if there's some notes out there. I'll have to check with the chancellor's office or something for that. But hey, we had a few big accomplishments this previous week. Blue Cat went live. That is for DNS, DHCP services. So it's a solution for us to really move into the modern era with our support for those key parts of our network, connecting devices and keeping their connections and so forth. So Chuck has literally been working again many hours late into the evening, several days this past week, including working the previous weekend on it as well, despite it being a holiday weekend. He put in an enormous amount of hours to get that system live, and it is. We had a few bugs to be worked out throughout the week, but he continued to work with our vendor to get those figured out. So it's a big day for us, something we had wanted, we had asked for in one-time funds. We had gone through the whole purchasing process, and Jenny did a great job on that. And then finally, we got the implementation, and it is live. So thank you so much, Chuck, for your efforts. And now the fun begins. The rest of us on the team get to figure out how we're going to use it. And so over the next couple weeks, there'll be some sessions and some meetings where we'll figure that out. And Chuck will, of course, be guiding us on how we're going to use Blue Cat as a part of our support tool here, support system here in Vancouver IT. We also had a chance, or a few of us did, to sit through a midpoint debrief. And the midpoint debrief is in relation to the security incident, which really the title of that is fantastic, because it says even though we have survived and repelled the intruders that attacked our network, and we have hopefully kept them out, and we continue to be under attack, but our firewalls and other changes are so far keeping them out. We want to continue to monitor that and be proactive as we can to change our processes to support that. But we had a midpoint debrief, and it's great to call it that because it says, hey, we're not done yet. We have so much more work to do, and that is the honest to God truth. We have so much more work to do. We need to continue figuring out the password policies and how to enforce those, and so that's something that's going to be coming very soon, I think. We also need to get MIM figured out and SCCM to manage our Tier 0 and Tier 1 assets. And then how does that impact our campus if we consider doing that for our Tier 2 assets? And so I really think we're going to do something more for our Tier 2. We need to figure out the antivirus situation and some other things as well. So we are literally not out of the woods yet. We are at the midpoint officially, and so we have still 50% of the work ahead of us just to get to a stable state. And so continue your efforts and expect many more meetings coming, especially for those people in the network systems teams or those that support computers, and especially in the Tier 2 area. So we also have a few other things I want to make sure I mention today. One is on September 22nd. It's a Tuesday of all things. We are going to have an early evening get-together at Billigan's Restaurant nearby at 4:15. So I know many of you may not work until 4. You have earlier schedule shifts. Some of you may work a little bit past 4. But I want as many people as possible to work with their managers so that they get their schedules figured out so that they can attend this very, hopefully very relaxing time together at the Billigan's Restaurant here in Salmon Creek. As well, on October 1st, we're going to have our next staff meeting, and I want all staff to participate in that as much as possible. And we've chosen that date for a couple reasons. One is it gives a little bit of breather since the last meeting, of course, so we can catch up on things. But also, we're going to have a special visitor. Mel, the Chancellor, is going to come to our meeting for a few minutes at least. He's going to pop his head in. He's got some things he wants to share with us, and anytime we can get Mel to join us for a meeting, we should definitely take him up on that offer. And so on October 1st, try again to be there. Make sure you can hear what Mel's saying. And one difference is that meeting is going to be at 1 o'clock instead of our normal morning meeting. So we're going to have a meeting at 1 p.m., 1 to 3 on October 1st. Well, it's time for the shout out of the week, and as always, there are many people that deserve it, but this week's shout out is going to go to Jenny Eddings. Jenny, thank you so much for your dedication. You have worked for this department for many years, and I know it has not been in a full-time role, but you have a full-time impact on what we do. And of course, you know, I wish we had you for more hours, because literally when you come, I know you get stuff done. You literally probably work just as hard as anybody in the department, and you get as much done in those 17 to 18 hours a week as some people probably do in twice that many hours. And so your hard work, your dedication is genuinely noticed and honestly appreciated. You've helped us with getting our equipment managed, and of course all of the purchases that we do, helping me get a handle on the budget and the guidance you're giving me there on what we spent and what we could perhaps be cutting back on. I really appreciate your steps that you're taking there with the budget. And then, of course, helping us manage all of our licenses that we have. So pretty important things that necessarily don't get a high visibility, especially if you're not out there supporting others and being a active person on campus, because you're in the background helping us figure out all the equipment, all the purchasing, all the budgets, and all the licenses, and those kind of important things that if we didn't have that figured out, we couldn't be out there supporting or rolling out these new systems. So thank you so much, Jenny. You truly deserve the shout out of the week. Hey everyone, I want you to have a great week and a very productive week. And as always, go Cougs.